Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello everybody. In the previous segment, we discussed the concept and stages of flipped learning and how it works effectively in a flipped classroom. But as language teachers, we are little apprehensive about its working in an ELT classroom. We fear that simply sharing a video will make it too passive for an ELT learner. Here, we need to focus on preparation and practice. We need to put the video plus a variety of interactive activities with an objective to enrich vocabulary and evolving learning, listening, and reading practices. We can achieve this objective by understanding the learning styles of the students and integrating appropriate technology in matching their learning styles. The use of basic technological tools of LMS with a variety of interactive and receptive activities will help us to balance the in-class and out-of-the-class activities. Here is a suggested lesson plan for a flipped ELT classroom. Aim of the lesson plan: to maximize learning with an enriching learning experience that can engage and motivate students in productive activities. To develop a constructionalist approach for a self-directed learning. The objective of the lesson plan: content understanding, developing learning, speaking and listening skills, building vocabulary, improved communication and collaboration, active classroom participation, interaction with peers and teacher, independent learning, practical knowledge implementation. Now, as a pre-class activity, instruct students to watch a YouTube video like Learn English with TED Talks, or you can even share a short video describing some new terminology. Then, ask them to figure out words and find out the meanings that they don't understand. This will help in understanding of the content and the vocabulary. Afterwards, frame some questions using voice tools like Vox or Pop. It is very much useful in ELT teaching as it allows students to practice speaking and listening. Then manage the pre-class activity with the use of Web 2.0 tools in LMS. It works better in language learning activities like reading, writing, and solving exercises. Now, as an in-class activity, begin the class by asking questions. Ask them to share what they have watched and express their views on that. This will help them expand the content studied. Then make them work in pairs. For example, if the video is related to some food terminology, then ask them to think about their favorite dish. Also ask them to describe it to their partner and let them explain the reason why it is their favorite dish. You can also ask them to think of some idioms related to food like the grapes are sour or sell like hotcakes, and tell them to relate it to some cultural or social context. Monitor their activities and then connect with every student and help them solve the difficulties and motivate them to be more interactive. Look at this video.
Thai food is everywhere. Within a half-mile radius from where I'm standing, there are more than 15 Thai restaurants. In the last 20 years, Thai restaurants have taken off in America, Europe, and Africa. But that success is actually a little out of whack with the number of Thai immigrants around the world. In the US, there's roughly one Mexican restaurant for every 650 Mexican Americans. But with Thai restaurants, there's one for every 55 or so Thai Americans. And it's not just because Thai food is delicious. The explosion of Thai restaurants is paid for by the Thai government. The Thai government started a program promoting its food in 2002, and it was the first example of something that has become a trend in foreign policy. It's called gastro-diplomacy. That means using food to extend a country's cultural influence. Gastro-diplomacy exists at the intersection of two 21st century trends, globalization and foodie culture. It started as a way to strengthen nations, but it's also expanding our national identity.
This video concerns about a phenomenon called gastrodiplomacy. Basically, it means promoting one's country through food. It is an interesting concept to strike off a conversation about food and culture and how they build relations. Such activities will help the students to develop the 4 C's of 21st century learning skills. You all know that: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Such in-class activities are very fruitful for the practice and presentation of language, as it makes the students more expressive, clear, and communicative. The flipped ELT classroom will have more time for discourse, debate, enactment, and execution of the content. The greatest benefit of this method is that it gives the students the opportunity to practice their grammar or vocabulary and use it in a communicative fashion. It provides the maximum scope to the students to communicate in English, which boosts their confidence and refine their communicative skills. In fact, the flipped classroom is the only place where the students get maximum time to communicate in a meaningful way in English. Such meaningful communication will make the classroom more motivational, interesting, and memorable. So, there are so many advantages of flipped learning for the teachers and the students. For the teachers, it helps us to grow and update technically and academically. There is much personal and professional development as our creative, understanding, observing, experimenting, and researching abilities expand. It also helps us to learn emotional management, accept constructive criticism, and become a relationship builder. Of course, the level of our work satisfaction also increases with the positive feedback and practical performances of the students. In a way, we become more active and innovative in class by creating an open, receptive, congenial, and friendly environment for the students. We also learn to work as a catalyst in the learning and knowledge building process of the flipped classroom. And the best part is the teacher and the student grow together. For students, it offers flexible approaches and time frames that can reach personally to each student at their time and convenience. It also helps them control their own learning, which will result in the increase of their academic performance. The flexible time frame is a blessing for the slow learners and also for the second language learners, as they have a low level of language competence and they need more time to ponder and understand the content and finish practical assignments. Their active participation in class discussions contributes in sharpening their speaking skills, which are necessary for achieving the language competence. It also gives an opportunity to collaborate as they need to do group work and projects. It strengthens their relationship with the teacher and become more interested and responsible towards learning. The activity of peer tutoring helps them to clear their own concept and understanding of the content. As flipped learning copes with the social habits, it helps the students to develop learning through exploration and research. It is rightly said The technology is nothing without a teacher and the plan. The role of the teacher in blended and flipped learning is vital, as it depends on the teacher to bring out the positive outcome of the learning. It is our duty to integrate teaching and technology in learning, because technology can only become effective and useful in language teaching and learning in the hands of the competent teachers. The key to successful use of technology in language teaching lies not in the hardware or the software, but in the humanware. It is our human capacity as teachers to plan, design, and implement effective educational activities. We have to create this you attitude among the students and establish the faith that we as teachers are interested in communication, collaboration, and integration for their betterment. This understanding and faith will lead them towards a personalized and self-directed learning where they have a choice to aspire, approach, and achieve personal goals by choice. After all, the ultimate goal of blended and flipped learning is to make the students realize that it is interdependence and not independence, collaboration and not competition that will help them grow. Thank you.
Namaste everyone. My name is Hemakshi Bhatt. As a student, today as an experienced flip learner, I am going to share my personal experience regarding flip learning. This experience was very different. We really enjoyed our interactions with teachers and our other students. This experience made me creative and it helped me to develop my thinking. Though we are living in a small town, with this technique, we feel that we can compete with the global students. With my personal experience, I encourage flip learning, which is very interesting rather than traditional technology, traditional teaching. We are thankful to our teachers who showed us blissful technology, technical method.